Imagine you are sitting at a red light in your beautiful 12-cylinder powerhouse, and suddenly you feel this weird rhythmic shudder coming through the seat of your pants like the engine is trying to tell you a secret it does not want to keep. That is the dreaded P0312 code knocking on your door, and it basically means cylinder number 12 has decided to quit its job today. Since this is a generic Obd2 powertrain code, it applies to any high-end machine with a Vi12, but the actual way you reach back there to fix it is going to vary a lot depending on if you are working on a classic luxury cruiser or a modern supercar. When your engine starts stumbling or hesitating during acceleration, it is like the car is limping on one leg, and that makes starting the thing a total nightmare sometimes because that single cylinder is dragging down the entire rhythm of the combustion cycle. You might be dealing with a simple fouled spark plug or a cracked wire, but it could also be a dead coil pack, which is super common these days with how much heat builds up under those massive engine covers. If you are really unlucky, we are talking about a burned exhaust valve or a fuel injector that just stopped spraying, which is a much bigger headache to deal with. One really gross sign to look out for is the smell of rotten eggs coming from your tailpipe, because that means your catalytic converter is being choked to death by unburned fuel that should have been ignited in cylinder 12. If you see this code but the car feels fine, you might try resetting the PiCM to see if it was just a random glitch, but honestly, on a 12-cylinder engine, you really do not want to ignore a misfire for long because it can lead to massive repair bills later on. You should definitely check the entire ignition system, and if those components have been in there for a while, just swap them out as part of your regular maintenance schedule to keep things fresh. Think about it like this: if your spark plugs and wires are old, they are basically ticking time bombs for your performance, and your fuel economy will take a massive hit too. Sometimes a simple distributor cap or rotor refresh is all it takes if you are running an older setup that still uses those parts. But if that misfire keeps coming back even after a tune-up, you need to look deeper into the fuel pressure or even do a compression test to make sure that cylinder hasn't lost its squeeze entirely, because a dead cylinder on a Vi12 is like a hole in a fine silk suit. It just ruins the whole experience of driving a masterpiece. Keep in mind that cylinder 12 is usually tucked way in the back against the firewall, so you better get ready to scrape some knuckles and use every extension in your toolbox to get that spark plug out. If the code persists after swapping the coil with another cylinder, then you know the issue is specific to that hole, and you can stop guessing and start fixing the real problem.